Alrighty. Goodness. Alright, hopefully the in-game sound isn't too loud. Got it pretty low, but you never know. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. I don't want to be anywhere where they're gonna have hunts. Turn this down a little more. Alright. Let's go ahead and start with that one. We'll see how quick the queue's going today. And we'll just run around and... Oh, I don't even have herbalism on this character. I'm like, yeah, we'll just herb farm while we're waiting, and I don't even have herbalism learned. Guess I'll need the hearth back and learn that. Waiting. There we go. Alright, let's see what we're up against. Oh. Oh, where's my mouse? My mouse isn't showing up. That's awkward. I guess I'm just... Am I crazy? I don't see my mouse on my screen at all. Hold on. Huh. Awkward. That's fine. Shit, this is not nice. I love how his pets are named. Does that what? I don't even know what the other pet says. Generally, there's one person I tend to try and avoid in the queue specifically because they have really obnoxious names for their pets. And I'm not the kind of person who appreciates that. But, I mean, what you gonna do, right? Because you can't really report them. I mean... Are you enjoying learning from probably someone who thinks they're hot shit or something like that? I don't know. One win today. How are you enjoying and learning something? Yeah, they haven't brought them back out, so I don't know. It's probably the same person I tend to avoid. So, I'm not super duper concerned. If it is them, then I think what's happening is that they have, I think they're mixing their teams up because I think the Anubisath idols usually mixed up with like something like, are you enjoy losing today, you suck, just get up, or give up, or something like that. That's the team they normally have it combined with, and that's the person I tend to PvP later in the day to avoid them. But I mean, can't really do. You can't block. No, you can't. You can't do anything like that. You can't block them. You can't report them. You can't you can't do anything in pet battle PvP. Not being able to see like their name or anything like that is supposed to prevent toxicity, but obviously that it doesn't. All right, so if they're running Sandstorm, really don't want to counter a Sandstorm with a Sandstorm, but let's see, what do I have? We can just have a faster Sandstorm team. So some of the names do get blocked. Like you can't, like if you try to name the pet something like racist or sex or anything that would get flagged in chat, I don't think you can name your pet. But it doesn't stop people from doing like alternate spellings or, yeah, so you can't block them. And I can't really avoid them today, obviously, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same person because I recognize the name on the idol, basically. And all they're doing is just Sandstorm swapping, so yeah. I don't pet PvP but want to get the achievements and do the quest this week. Yeah, it's normally fine. It's this, I know it's this one particular person in my pet battle group. So there's just not much I can do about it. So there's hidden MMR in pet battles. So right now I'm on the cusp. Oh, my mouse is here this time. I don't know what happened last time. That was so weird. So, there's hidden MMR in pet battle PvP, and at the moment I'm at the cusp. So if I lose one, I drop down in the rankings. If I win one, I bump up. So I'm right on that edge at the moment. So that's why I didn't get him this time, or her. It could be a her. You never know. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Yeah, we'll bring them in. Oh. I'm probably gonna miss some stuff on this one because I don't have a hit buff for this pet, but this probably wasn't a good pet to combine, but what you gonna do? I'm not very good at pet battle PvP. Like, I'm not terribly fantastic at it. But normally you're not. You might encounter someone like that in your pet battle group, but generally, you're gonna be fine. Especially if you've never done it and your MMR is pretty low, you'll be fine. You'll get matched against people in the same bracket as you, and that's fine. Please don't miss. And it misses. Of course it does. That's fine. Come on. Oof. And that's generally why I throw elemental pets onto the team with Sandstorm, because they're not going to be impacted by the reduced chance, the accuracy reduction here. I think they've got Slicing Wind in slot 1, which I'm not a big fan of Slicing Wind. And I think the reason I have... what do I have? Oh yeah, because it's 154 and you'd need, like, kind of 2 Slicing Winds to get one of those. I'm gonna switch these 2 out. We'll hit save. Alright. So I've been bumped up into the next bracket again. But Karaji was because it was a humanoid? Yes. So they're impacted by the reduction. Usually I like having, where's my other... Oh, I don't have him on the team this time, probably because his health is pretty low. So that's actually why I like having this pet if I'm gonna have a non-elemental, because you don't want a full elemental team, because I mean, what if you come across someone with aquatic abilities? So you need a little diversity. That's why I like using the Renishu Runt, because they have focus. I think they're the only pet that is like a non-elemental that has a hit buff chance and Sandstorm on their moveset, so that allows them to counter that, because it increases your hit, speed, and crit chance by 25%. So that's, if you want to throw a humanoid on a Sandstorm team, he can be a good choice if you're not going against another team that's like loaded with, I don't know, like super big hit abilities, just because it's only got 1278. Yeah, 1278 HP. And it doesn't have any way to block that from happening. Alright, who do we want to do next? Maybe we'll try a blinding. Oh, that's bleeding. Blinding team. Who do we want? Because if I'm going against them... Yeah. I really dislike having to think about my counter against their team. Hopefully they'll be done soon, and it won't matter. But... yeah, why not? We'll do a blinding team. Because if I'm gonna bump up in the MMR and come up against them, I don't want to have any kind of dot team because the sandstorm just mitigates the dots. There we go. Wait. Okay. Have to go to work, but thanks for explanation. I'll watch replay if possible. Yeah, after, because I'm an affiliate, I've got the 24-hour cooldown basically. After 24 hours, I'll have it up on YouTube. But yeah, don't have too much fun at work. Sorry, you have to go. But thanks for stopping by. Oh, I am queued up. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna herbalism while we wait. That way we're getting some XP while we're just kind of running around. Ah, there it is. I haven't actually just gone around and gathered stuff in a while. Oh no, I gotta get out. I hate this. Like, who thought that that would be a fun feature to add to gathering professions? Okay, if they are going to start, yeah, if they're gonna start with them, they might not. That's fine. Poison Protocol should take it out in one go because it should hit 3. It would have been nice to have applied it to them, but... oh, well, it might get applied to them. Oh, no, of course it's gonna be one of the blocks. Oh, I'm shocked. It's a sandstorm. Trying to see if what they're gonna have. I don't know if they're gonna have deflection. Yeah, see, I didn't want to use the blind right away because I figured they were gonna do something like that. Of course, my blind could just completely miss because of the reduced hit chance. But what you gonna do? Well, this was the good pet to bring in. And we'll just let this pet die. That's not going to be very nice. Okay, but what's going to be a little cool is they're going to be stuck. So we get to do this. It's almost like I knew that that's what they were gonna do. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer here would be. My heart's going a little bit. It's been a while since I've done PvP stuff. Whew. This one was pretty decent. If I was them, I wouldn't have wasted Sandstorm on this pet. I definitely would have. Oh no! They're gonna use deflection, of course they are. But it's fine because their crush does reduced damage. It's already poisoned. Okay. I was like, no! But we got it. Yay! Whew. Oh, it is giving me XP. Good. I didn't know if the PvP battles gave XP because it's been a while. I'm glad to see that it does. So I'm getting XP by just... Alright. We're gonna give this poor team another go. I don't think they really got a fair shake the first time around because it was the usual person that I come up against who just runs like triple sandstorm stuff. Oh, I gotta land. It won't. I don't think it'll let you go into the PvP battle while you're flying. Okay. Yeah, we'll start with you. I think they're gonna call darkness first, right? Yeah, I figured. That's fine. It's gonna do one, cleansing rains up, which is kind of a good counter to anomalous because it's gonna reduce the number of rounds for that. Two, it's doing elemental damage to our backline, so both of those little guys are taking weak damage. And then I will be able to acid rain one more time. And even though it's doing weak damage to Anomalous, Anomalous isn't doing much in the way to us anyway. And if we can take out Happiness, that'll be good. That's fine. Okay, and now we're gonna Shell Rush. And it's a good thing because snails tend to have nice chunky health. Okay, 316. Oh no. That's gonna be not a good counter. But what can you do? Interesting. Okay. Oh. I have to survive one more hit and one more dot. I don't think I am. I think it's gonna be a draw. That was good though. That was a draw. That's okay. No, I don't want to fight you. Go away. Beaver's gonna try to fight me though, I bet. Oh, I managed to get away. Okay. Man. This team just can't catch a break. This team had like one of my highest win percentages before, but not today, I guess. All right. You know what? Let's try a Black Claw team. Let's see what we can do with a Black Claw team. Wait. Didn't you just tell me up? Oh. Okay. Oh, man. We finally made it back to the Uniron Plains. Oops. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone. Angry Beavers. Isn't that a TV show? Two Angry Beavers. Here we go. Ouch. Oh, it's the same team. That's fine. I mean, it's not, but... Really? Well, now I'm just kind of irritated. Because of course my Black Claw misses. Why wouldn't it? I thought I slotted Bite for that pet. What the heck? Seriously? 2 misses in a row? You're joking me right now. And of course a crit. I hope they're enjoying their win off of me for this. What the heck? That's just rude. Okay. If that's how you want to play, I'll grab some. Let's see. We need something with some elementals. Oh, that's funny. Fine. That's what we're gonna do. You want to play with Call Darkness and some mechanicals. I'll grab. Because you know they're just gonna use the same team if it's winning like that. Of course I get someone else. Alright. Call Darkness? Oh, really? Crouch? Okay. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I don't know, one time I get a crit. Tonight. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Okay. I played against someone who had a single pet today. I felt kind of bad. Oh no. Yeah. I'd probably feel kind of bad in that situation too. Hi. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'll take care of that once I'm done. Okay. Please don't miss. Please don't miss again. Please don't miss. Because everything's on cooldown. Oh my god. I'm gonna lose this because everything's on cooldown. Oh, I didn't switch their ability. That's great. That's my favorite so far. What the heck is with all these misses? I deserve it. I deserve it for not picking a better slot one. Wow. Why can't I moderate this here? Go away. Here. Oh. Sorry. I don't know how to delete their message. Whatever. I deserve that. Let me fix that before we move on. That should have been fixed in the first place. Okay. I haven't tried this team yet. This one's sort of like this one's I'm going for damage mitigation and healing with the sandstorm and stuff, so we'll see. That loss was totally on me for not having changed my slot 1 ability. I meant to change it when I used the team the first time, and I forgot. Yeah, I think sometimes people forget to see PvP won't damage your pets, like you don't need to heal after PvP matches, but you do have to heal them after PvE, obviously, if they were dead. So I'm wondering if they just queued up and didn't see that their team was dead. I am not mounted. But yeah, that's I'd probably feel pretty bad too. I'm trying to get back to the screen I want to be at. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They didn't instantly leave. Oh, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're just some people will literally go into the queue and let people let people farm wins off of them. Some people just do stuff like that. That's probably what's gonna happen today. I'm probably, like you saw earlier, well, first of all, that was just my fault. I had a decent team, and I would have won if I'd fixed my slot 1 ability. But, yeah, I just didn't pay attention. So, that was my bad. Well, that's a cute team. We'll start out with you. It's not going to be a hugely cute team for them with all this sandstorm. Oh, I wonder if they've got dodge. Okay. No, they don't have dodge. They've got their heal. Alright. Interesting. I guess? I mean, oh, no. Well. I mean, it's pretty well mitigated by sandstorm, so I'm not hugely worried about it. But they do have 2 aquatics. I don't know what they're going to use first. My heart's pounding. Hermit Crab, I guess they missed the last 3 years of patch notes. Maybe. Like, with all the weather stuff, aquatic pets wouldn't necessarily be my first choice, but, well. It is what it is. That's funny, though. Maybe they have. Bubble. Yeah, it sucks. See, that's why I prefer, if I'm gonna run Sandstorm or Darkness, I've got elemental pets on the team, so I don't have to deal with that. Oh, they forfeited. Does that count as a win here? Oh, that does, okay. I really, like, I want to do some of the other teams, but honestly, if I get thrown against a Sandstorm team, it'll suck. Not the Fell-Afflicted Skyfin anywhere else. That one's always kind of fun to play with. What are you? Yeah, why not? We'll do a leeching team next. No, at least I got 1 win today. 2 wins? I think I've gotten 2. My record's not very good for the day, but that's okay. Like I said the first time I brought this idea up, I'm like, I'm not expecting to win anything, so I'm already 2 up from what I was expecting. A triumphant roar echoes from atop the Seat of Aspects as Nezuro, the Unbound Legacy, is formed. Twice. Oh. We're back in the queue. Someone must have declined. I didn't see it say that it declined, but nah. Okay. See, at least when you do group PvP, like, there's other people around to, like, mask when you do something dumb. But not this. That's fine. I'd be switching to this guy anyway. Oh my goodness. I don't know what the notification was for. Oh, the follow. Okay, thank you for the follow. I was like, oh god, what happened? I don't think it popped up on screen and it should have. How much is that gonna hit me for? Oh yeah, I've gotta put that back on. Oh. That was kind of funny. What happened there? You weren't stunned or anything. This one's gonna be horrible. They've probably chosen Sandstorm. Oh. Well. What teams are there? Okay. So I've got 3 of each kind. I've got AoE teams, Black Claw, Bleeding, Blinding, Cyclone, Darkness, Dazzling, Dot, Leeching, Sandstorm, Sunlight, and Toxic Fumes. I should probably make a macro for that. Leading one with the 2 whirling talons. Nice. Alright, this one. That one? Alright. Let's do it. That was fast. Okay. Alright. Start with our enraged. I can't word. Enraged Poultrid. Welp. Please don't miss. I wanted to bring a pet on that used Feast, which is why I had that there, but what you gonna do? My queues got progressively slow after each win. By my 4th win in a row, the queue took like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's because of the MMR stuff. Unfortunately. Welp. You know, this is probably a brawler team, so this is probably nice for them to get a win. Although it's not nice for me. But, well, you can't win them all, right? Oh, it was that person from earlier with the, like, anomalous or whatever. Okay. Yeah, but that's probably because of the MMR, unfortunately. So what did that team have? All beasts. I saw you comment on Bellular's post about lack of content for pet battles. What are you hoping to see for new teams or content? So, my biggest issue with how they've been treating pet battles is that they will, like, the beginning of Dragonflight was pretty decent as far as things went, and then it just progressively got worse, like not adding sources in on pets, putting pets in the journal that are either not available or don't have a source, and just a lot of little things that kind of just show, I don't want to say a lack of care, because I'm sure there are people that care about in general the content that gets put into the game, but I think the fact that we don't have a dedicated pet battle dev at all, it's just sort of the bottom of the to-do list where, okay, I've hit all my tasks for the day, let me see what I can work on here, let me scrape the bottom of the barrel for things to do, and unfortunately they rarely get to the bottom of the barrel, and the bottom of the barrel is pet battle stuff. And I'd have to find the post. It was in the community, like, what is it called? The community, okay, forums, the WoW Community Council, that's what it is. So it's in the WoW Community Council where you get to see the gist of pet battles. One of the devs was introducing themselves, and they're like, and when I have the time, I work on the pet battle system. But there's just a lot of things that are messed up and have been messed up kind of for years. Yeah, exactly. The only things I can do currently is PvP for the 400 honor pets. Yeah, I don't even have the 20 honor pets, like, or the PvP pet battle achievement for the dire horn. Those are the only pets in the game right now that I don't have. Yeah, I think, like, honestly, and this sounds horrible because I'm primarily a PvE pet battler, I just think they should pull the plug, not on, like, battle pets, right? I think they should just pull the plug on Pet Battle PvE and Pet Battle PvP, make the PvP stuff legacy, give people, like, at least a year's notice before, like, retiring the content, because we can't, there's no dedicated dev, and there's no one willing to listen to the people who are still in the community. Like, you were joking about the person who was like 3 years behind on patch notes about the hermit crab. Well, that's kind of how I feel about the people the devs are willing to listen to as far as the community is concerned. They are years behind on that because who's the first person almost everyone thinks of when you think pet battles, and that's Hazelnutty, and she's just not doing pet battle stuff anymore. I'm guessing she just doesn't enjoy it anymore, so she doesn't do it, which is totally fine. Her right. I completely understand. But when that's who they're looking to do pet battle interviews and stuff, and she's not even doing the content, and they're not willing to listen to those of us who are in the PTR testing this stuff, saying, hey, there's a problem here, it gets frustrating. I agree. It feels like they're stringing us along. Yeah, I'd prefer if they just said, hey, we aren't working on this anymore. Whereas currently it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I agree. That was with Ian's interview with Hazelnutty, right? When he said, well, we'd really love to work on the PvP system. And it's like, no, don't say that. Because if you would really love to work on something, you would. You would make time for it. You would assign at least one dev to it. But you haven't even done that. So just stop. Just make the PvP legacy content. Don't make any new PvE battles. And just do the collecting. If all the devs enjoy doing is making cute new pets, fun new ways to collect them, that's fine. That is totally fine. And I would rather them do that than keep putting out these completely wildly imbalanced pets and creating these toxic metas in pet battle PvP that no one wants to play in. I'd rather they just say, hey guys, I think it had a okay run. I don't know about decent, but it had an okay run. We don't want to put any more time toward this. I'd rather they do that, honestly. One of the 700 plus devs on WoW. Yeah, just one. I'm just asking for one. It's obvious, too, that they don't test the Family Brawler achievements. No, they don't. Because, for example, like the Argus Family Battler, some of them are almost impossible even 5 years later. Yes, they are. So actually, the reason I started creating strategies was when I got to the Argus battles. Well, first of all, I hated seeing the same 10 pets used. I'm like, I have like all these pets and you want me to use like the same? That's boring. That, and then Gloamwing. Oh my god. Gloamwing needs to just go take a walk off the edge of Eridar because oh my god, I hate it because I verify the strategies on Zufus and I see these like 1 to 2 star strategies, but that's the average for that section, and I'm like I've got to verify them. You need 3 specific pets with certain breeds and then it's still RNG. Yep. So it's wild. I 100%, and I hate saying it because I really love the system, but the system doesn't love the players, and that's pretty obvious. I'm just waiting for the achievement where it's simply just actually not possible. I feel like we might have had that at some point. Oh my god. Okay, so at the beginning of Dragonflight, I was in the content creators Discord, and so the big one where they've got all the WoW devs, whatever. Or sorry, they don't have any devs in there. They've got like community managers in there. And well. And so it's not like you're talking directly to the devs. You're still sort of like one step between you and the devs. Like there's still a barrier there. The community managers have to determine if the feedback you're giving is good enough to pass along, and 9 times out of 10 it wasn't. I will say probably the only thing I will take credit for from being in that Discord was finally getting them to fix Durian, the Legion family familiar fight. I I went off a little bit on that one in the Discord at one point. I don't even remember why. That's the only thing I'll take credit. That was literally the only thing the community managers ever responded to me about, ever. And I gave a lot of feedback in that Discord. And eventually I just had to leave. Because it's one thing to sit on Twitter, to sit in the forums, and give your feedback there, where you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm shouting into the void, but maybe it'll get back to someone, right? Maybe. But to be in the content creator Discord, giving, you know, one step away, almost direct feedback, and seeing other people giving feedback for their areas of expertise, but you're not being responded to at all by any of the community managers. You see them responding to everybody else, and you're seeing them responding to people who posted things before you, posted things after you for your post, but they're not responding to you. And so I got to the point where it got to me, and it just wasn't doing anything good for my mental health, so I had to leave. And because it was just upsetting me, and I didn't want to be upset, and I didn't tell them I was leaving because they're just gonna be like, yeah, okay, whatever. They don't care. Like, you leave the Discord, it's like maybe they'd care if some big name left, but they're not gonna care that I left, basically. I feel like if we aren't getting any action on the pet battle feedback in Dragonflight, we never will. This is the most receptive, hold on, let me turn that down, and quick acting the devs have ever been, and we didn't get anything. Yeah, exactly. I will say, okay, like I said at the very beginning, when I was in the alpha or the beta for Dragonflight, I was still in the content creator Discord, and I think a few of us gave feedback on the PTR or in the beta alpha, whatever, about swag. So the iteration of swag you see now is not the original iteration. So the original iteration had, I don't remember what the first set had, but at one point they gave him I think his first set of moves had, his cleanse was consume magic or something, so it healed him too. Wild. It was horrible. And I kid you not, I finally managed to come up with the only working humanoid strat for that fight, right? I think it was the only working humanoid strategy. And then they changed it. They nerfed it, right? So, but the problem is I don't remember what they did with the nerf, but I laughed because, one, it broke the only working strategy for humanoid. So we had to come up with something else. And thinking back, the strat I came out was like 9 rounds, I think. I finally managed. It was still RNG, but it was 9 rounds, so it was pretty quick. But like the next strategy that I could come up with that was the quickest was like 17 rounds, and it was still RNG. So I said in the Discord, I was like, congratulations. I don't know how you managed it, but you nerfed his health power. I don't know if they nerfed the speed, but they're like, they nerfed the health and power a little bit, but they made it harder. I was like, I don't know how you managed to do it. So congratulations to whoever changed that. You nerfed it and made it harder to do. Good job. Like, I was just baffled. And then they fixed it again. But yeah, I just had to leave because I was just like, I can't. It's too much to know you are actively being ignored. Like, you get a general idea that you're being ignored in places like Twitter and YouTube and stuff, but someone might stumble across your post if it gets enough traction. But to know beyond a shadow of a doubt you are actively being ignored, and probably not even anything on the part of the community managers. they're probably told this is the focused feedback we want right now, and it just never includes pet battles. Healing on a 50% DR boss pet. Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my god, please give him like, I think it was, actually I suggested the, cause what does he have? Not cleanse. Not consume. Maybe it is cleanse. That's not how you spell cleanse. Apparently there's no one with a cleanse anything. There's a humanoid pet with it. The, Winter's Helper. No, they have eggnog. That's right. Who has it? Anyway. Oh, they do. Okay, yeah. Seer Magic. So it finally got changed to Seer Magic, and I was like, oh my god, thank you. Like, it was horrible. Pet battles. Hey, Uncle Vinny, what's up? Okay, we just did this one. Let's try... I have never done a dazzling team. So, let's try a dazzling team. Why not? But yeah, oh my god. It was crazy. And I used the example of actually the Renishu Runt. I said this pet, for this particular family, has the largest attack you can do to this. And it does, I think it was doing like 248 or something ridiculous. And it, so I mathed it out for them. I was like, you have to change it to a non-healing buff remover. I was like, are you gonna kill us? We're gonna be here forever. It's so broken, yeah. Also, despite being the resident triple anomalous shill, the fact this pet hasn't been nerfed actually hurts my brain. So they did nerf it once. They changed the cooldown on Void Nova? Because I think it used to be 2 rounds. Oh, that's not how you spell Nova. Yeah, so it used to be a 2-round cooldown, now it's 3. And that's all they nerfed on it. Just make it an elemental, it's that simple. That'd probably be a good idea. Yeah, of course I get stunned. Rude. This one's working a little better against this team. Oh, I bet you they've got Flame Breath. That's okay. I'm not really worried about it. I'm just gonna let him die. Whenever I'm blind testing a new trainer, 3 Anomalous is my go-to, and it works like 75% of the time. Yeah. I can definitely see that. This one worked pretty good. I mean, probably because I was going against 3 beasts and, well, I had a bunch of mechanical attacks. But yeah, that's crazy. They just ignore all your feedback. Why even invite you in the first place if they ignore you? So, yeah, I don't know. It... It is what it is. I Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe it's just like everything else to do with pet battles. They're just stringing us along. And that was just part of it. But what you gonna do? So actually, the funniest part about the whole situation was I was watching a video that Preach did, and because he's in the content creator Discord too, obviously, and he's talking about how, yeah, I don't really pay attention in there. There's just a bunch of like pet battle stuff posted, and I was like, oh my god. Breach reads my feedback more than the community devs. Like, he sees my feedback, but nobody else. That's the most acknowledgement I have ever gotten for like putting feedback into that. But that's what happens when there's so many things messed up. Like Remty has a whole Google Doc. It's like pages and pages of things that are buggy in pet battles, and the two biggest pet creators don't even make pet content anymore, Hazel and Hyrumared. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I don't know how they say their name. When Maximum from Team Liquid was talking about Dragonflight, he said he saw someone post like 40-page pet battle document, and he thought it was that was me. I posted it in the, like, I didn't post, obviously I didn't like copy paste it in there or anything, but I put Remty's Google Doc in there. I was like, hey, these are all the things wrong. And yeah, that's so funny. That's hilarious. See, I get more acknowledgement from random people.
Did I hear them say Team Liquid?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, the
greatest,
Team Liquid.
Like some of the greatest players on the planet team. Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? So yeah, most of the bigger names don't really talk in the Discord all that much, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, occasionally, you'll see someone post when there's something really, really broken. Like, if something gets really messed up with priests, you'll see Jack B. Caston post, and, or like with warlocks, I think you'd see, I can't remember his name, but he does casting as well, and he plays primarily warlocks. But no, mostly like the bigger names, they tend to be quiet unless something is just really, really messed up. So you know if one of them is talking in the Discord, it probably needs to be fixed right away. Yeah, there are so many issues that just never get fixed, namely the random DC when you start a battle. Still happens every so often. Yeah, I think they might have fixed it in a maintenance, but last week I was getting a lot of like failed to create pet battle stuff. Kalamazi, no. I mean, maybe they could have posted. There's hundreds of people in the Discord. There's lots of people in there. Hold on. I might have them on my like follow list on Twitch. Let me see. I have no idea. I've got no idea. Sorry. It was someone who was a part of like helping people get ahead of the curve mounts in BFA with the perky pugs. I mean, that might be their name. I would have no idea. I'm so bad with names. Alright, next team. Dazzling actually worked really well. I was kind of shocked. I don't want to be mean. Yeah, why not? We'll try the second blinding team. and then we'll try another bleeding team. I'll switch out the feast pets for something with Maul. Oh no, it's the same person. Okay, let's see. I just want some more PvE content. Have they acknowledged the pet battle dungeons yet? Seem like they banned. Oh yeah, so they did. It was, who was it? John Haidt did an interview with Hazel about did an interview with Hazel about pet battles, because Hazel was still, you know, the authority. And sorry, I'm thinking about this and trying to word, and I'm not good at doing two things at once. Yeah, so she asked him about pet battle dungeons, and he said there wasn't enough player engagement to justify making more pet battle dungeons, which is funny because when you look at player engagement metrics based on achievements, right? Yes, pet battles tend to be a downtime activity, which is why if they're going to keep up with the content pace they are, like I said, just pronounce it dead. Like, just cut the cord, pronounce it dead, whatever saying you want to use for it. He told her there wasn't enough player engagement, blah, blah, blah. So when you look at things that are current content in the achievements list, like most recent raid, Aberrus, versus the Zarelek Cavern battles, before any of the new... Well, I mean, at this point, that's the most recent raid, so that's what we can go for. Consistently, while that raid is the most recent raid, you have less than 1% of the player base doing mythic raiding and getting an achievement for it that can be seen by other people. Less than 1% of the player base. Now, that does come with the caveat that the race to world first brings in views and eyes on World of Warcraft, so there's a little bit of a caveat there. But consistently, pet battles get double plus the amount of player engagement for achievement-based things than mythic raiding, and yet mythic raiding is probably, what, a third of the dev time to develop? And the Zarelek family brawler isn't super easy either. Yeah, it's not. I did like that. I liked that change this expansion, so I will give them kudos on that. I liked the progression of difficulty that they have. So the original ones were anywhere from super easy. I'm looking at you, Setimates. Setimals, however you want to pronounce. They need to release a pronunciation guide for all these NPCs' names. It kills me. From that to a little more difficult. So Swag was probably kind of difficult for the family stuff versus, you know, just throwing explode and murder the innocent at him. And so I did like the progression of difficulty. I think that was great. They did really well with that. All the original ones were easy to middle. You know, nothing like too crazy. And then that in between the original release and Zarelek, we had the kind of the middle of the road ones that were added to each zone. Like, those were all pretty decent. And then Zarelek was difficult. I liked it. It was good. It was a good progression. Seti Moths, yeah, I don't know. It's probably not that one. So I liked the progression of difficulty for the PvE battles. It was like, if you're not doing pet battling very linear, then it's oh no, I'm gonna die. Well, rip. What saved me? Oh, that's pet battles, like... I have no idea how I lived, but I did. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Pet battle, like they're like, oh yeah, it's such great evergreen content. It's like, yeah, it'd be even greater if you put at least one dev. Like that's all I just one. Just one. One. That's all I'm asking for. But then you'll get the people who like, oh yeah, we don't need any dev time toward that. You need to, obviously we need, like, it's the same thing. I don't think it ever changes. Like PvP could be perfectly balanced and people will still say we need to balance PvP. I'm pretty sure that it's just like automatic, oh, we need to balance PvP. Like it could be perfect and they would still say that. And like hunters need, and it's like, yeah, but that's always the case. There's always one broken class, right, that's doing a ton of damage. There's a broken class that's doing no damage. And I don't know if you know this, but if having like over 500 people working on this stuff, or 100 people, or however many people are on a team, hasn't been able to fix it for 18 years at this point, I'm not sure more people put on the project is gonna help. And people talk about like the dev team like it's just one singular entity that works on everything in the game, and it's like, that's not how teams work. And I'm not asking for a team. I want one person. One. That's it. All the wasted dev time on pet battles. Think of all the minutes of time wasted. Oh, do you want to know what's so funny though? Is whenever I see someone tweet about pet battles on Twitter, they do this stuff in their off time. I'm not even joking. Who was it? I think it was either Zorbix or Muffinist that tweeted out, oh yeah, at home, relaxing with a glass of wine, it's time to do pet battle flavor text. They are literally doing pet battle stuff in their off time, which is not okay. Like, I don't want that. I don't want these people having to do unpaid work. That's not okay. That's not cool. That's not okay. If this is going to be a feature of the game, you need to set a person or people, you need to set aside time for them to do this. They shouldn't be working off the clock for you. Now, that's irritating too. So yeah, they haven't even been wasting dev time on it because they don't even do it during work hours. They work on pet battle stuff in their off time. So the hat for the PvP coloration of the 10.2 mage set is going to get more dev time than pet battles. It will. Look. Like, honestly, if it, like, take a poll. If it makes more than 5% of the player base unhappy, change it. All you have to do is make it an off-white. So, no crisp, clean white. Just make it off-white. Like, I don't know. Because legitimately, we're going to need to cancel Gandalf next. Except we won't because he's gray. So maybe do a gray. Like, just leave white robes. Just don't go there. Just leave it alone. Pick a different color. You guys probably have, when you're making stuff, you probably have a palette of a gazillion colors that, and you still just pick white for the robes. That just stay away from the white. To be fair, it kind of was just one person stirring the pot. Yeah, it's always one person. The problem is that everyone else gives them traction. I need some pot stirring about pet battles. Someone stir the pot about pet battles. Someone claimed that one of the pets looks racist. and then we'll get some dev time. It's empty. Right? The pot is empty. There's nothing to stir. Who did I say? I was just gonna try another bleeding team. Yeah, why not? Yeah, there's nothing to stir. The pot's empty. Oh, that was quick. I wonder if it's the same person. Also, just a thought I had, I'm pretty sure there aren't even 1,600 currently obtainable pets in the game. The achievement is kind of whack. I'm not sure about like 1,600 achievable here. I don't know because I've been around for so long, it's hard. It's kind of hard for me to, like, think about that. He's gonna hit me with that. Oh well. Well, I didn't get stunned, so. Interesting choice. That's fine. Let's see, ugh. Of course. Do you have a Slivy team? I love the look of it. I do not. Rude. Oh wow, I actually won. That's shocking. Didn't quite go the way I would have wanted it to, but I mean, it worked. I do not have a Slivy team. I did a thing on it. Oh yeah, and as a caveat to them getting rid of me telling them to just cut the string and get rid of PvE and PvP. Once you hit the expansion where you're not doing that stuff anymore, make all the pets non-combat. Just do that so that no one has to worry about pet balancing issues for old legacy PvE content. Although I guess at that point it won't matter. Well, if I keep going against the Beast team, I should probably what was the team that kind of dominated them that had... Oh yeah, it was the Leeching team. That team's been doing pretty good. Whoa, everything's kind of glitching out. Slivy's cute. I don't know that I'm a big fan of the celestial pets because I don't like invisible pets because they're see-through and you can't really see their features, so they just kind of look like a constellation blob, but that's just my opinion. Beauty is subjective, right? I have... Oh, yeah. I have 1645, and I have all the shop pets, all the TCG pets, some promo pets, and only currently obtainable ones I don't have are the PvP and PvP pet ones. There we go. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm not sure how many you can, like, obtain right now. Oh, they're totally gonna hit Solar Beam. That's fine. Yeah, I love all the constellation of all types, bosses, mounts, and pets. It's not about being easily entertained. You just have a preference, and that's totally fine. Like there have to be at least a few people that really enjoy it because it's a popular type of pet. So you are probably more in the majority than me. We're just gonna do that. And we'll just leave him in until he dies. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna pop this on. We're gonna hit that. And then we're gonna hope that we kill him in 2 hits. Yeah? Yeah, we got it. But yeah, so you're probably, your opinion's probably way more popular than mine. I think they make them because people like them. So that's just you know, opinion versus opinion. Clap. Whee! Yeah. See, sometimes the fade type abilities are useful even when you're not trying to swap to another pet. I almost feel bad going against them, but kinda not. I'm trying to think of what they have on their team. Oh yeah, let's be toxic. Well, I guess being toxic would probably be like having 3 of them, but you know. Oh no. I figured that they would use. I meant to do toxic fumes with. That's okay. Please don't stun me. Ah, thank you. Ooh. Don't use volcano first. You don't want to do it. Okay. It's the first day of Pet Battle Week and you face the same guy like 10 times. Kind of sad. Yeah, I feel even worse because I think they're working on their brawler achievement because there's literally no other reason for you to have 4 beasts on your team. And the fact that they're not switching to other families means that it's probably the last family they need. Or they're just really obsessive about getting one family done. But yeah, so you'd think there'd be more people, but again, when you don't ever fix things or listen to feedback, oh, okay, to know that things are broken, no one wants to play with a broken system. So that's oh, that was the other thing, right? When Ian told Hazel, oh yeah, we'd really love to fix the PvP system, but there's just not enough player engagement. And it's like, do you think maybe that if you fix it, there would be more player engagement? Oh, it's almost like people don't want to play with broken systems. Now I'm just being a jerk. But yeah, that's what goes through my head when I hear stuff like that. It's like no one wants to play with broken systems in any game. It's why players playing a game drops if everything's messed up. And that's not just in WoW, that's every game. And the meta's been messed up since Anomalous came out. So trying to say that it's always been that way. No, it hasn't. I am 100% thankful that I got all of my brawler stuff and my 250 wins out of the way before Anomalous came out. Like, I'm not even joking. It was like the patch before. And then Anomalous came out and just, it was wrecking everything. And it's still wrecking everything. Yeah. You gotta invest money to make money, Blizzard. Yeah, exactly. But they want to do that in the Mythic Plus rating arena, where only less than 1% of the player base is actively engaging with it until you're 2 expansions beyond. And then people can go do the Mythic stuff for the transmogs and the mounts. And that was another thing they kind of did nice this patch, is they waited until 10.2 to connect any pets to dungeons or raids. So there's going to be, just a heads up, there's going to be 2 raid achievement pets coming in 10.2. I don't know how anyone feels about that. I'm not particularly happy about it. I think I'm going to be lurking in the Perky Pugs Discord for a while. But I don't know how easy or difficult the achievements will be to get. Maybe it'll be one of those, you're just standing around and you get the achievement type of thing, but oh, and you can't do it in LFR. Great. For all those people who only do LFR, thanks for that, guys. Appreciate it. There's 2. Yeah, so the Sergeant Quackers, I watched some old RemT videos the other day, and it was neat. He made a meme video about other people on YouTube who made PvP pet battle videos, but now there's basically nobody doing that, so no fun memes to enjoy. Yeah. What's the other one besides Sergeant Quackers? It is, let me find it. Let's see, Control F, raid. Ivy. So the little fawn who actually looks like a fawn but has the green accents and the green eyes. She is the raid achievement, Don't Let the Doe Hit You on the Way Out. Very punny, Blizzard. So you need to defeat Laradar, Keeper of the Flame, with Ivy extinguished, which, by the way, means that someone has set this poor little baby on fire. And alive in Amir Drasil, the Dream's Hope, on normal difficulty or higher. So not only does she need to be extinguished from being set on fire, but she also needs to live to see the end of the fight. So she's cute though. Out of all the fawn pets we got, she's my favorite. The same for, God, I don't even know what you would call them, like the raccoon, red panda, antlered ones. The folias, that's what they are. The folias. They're cute, but the one that's like brown, dark brown, and then has like super green eyes, that one's beautiful. That one's very pretty. But yeah, so there's 2 of them. So this is the point where I wish I was better at being like a raid leader, because then I would just be like, oh yeah, we'll just set up like a pet battle community raid thing. But I can't raid lead. I'm not good at explaining fights. I'm not good at being in charge of explaining fights. But yeah, so there's 2 of them, and on normal difficulty or higher. We're just gonna have to hope that someone in the perky pugs is like, oh yeah, let me make a group to do this, and it'll be great. I bet you do fine with some practice though. Yeah, probably. But I just even being on stream right now, I'm like I'm nervous. Which has nothing to do with you guys. You guys are awesome. In fact, it's probably one of the saddest parts about me wanting to, well, not wanting to. I don't want to take a break from pet content. It gets so, you just get a little heart weary when they're not doing anything for the section of the game you love. And, so I'm probably gonna I'll do this this week. So I'm doing today through Friday, and because weekend streams are super hit or miss, which is understandable. People want to play games themselves. I agree 100%. So probably not gonna do any weekend streams, but Monday through Friday this week I'll do Pet Battle PvP streams, and then I'm probably going to take a break from making any content until 10.2 comes out. Like, I might do one more video on the dream, like analyzing the Dream Surge pets, but yeah, I'll probably be taking a break for a little while. Okay, I gotta mosey off and do boring errands. Have fun. I hope you win all your battles. I don't want to win all my battles, but I appreciate that. I just want to make it through. So thank you. I'll keep my fingers crossed for myself, and I hope your errands aren't too terribly boring. That adulting, you know. It makes sense. You can only talk about the same stuff so many times. Yeah. And when they're not adding anything new, then there's nothing new for me to talk about except new pets. And there's only 2 pets this most recent patch, the Dream Surge patch. So, this is not exactly a nice team, but that's okay. I probably should have Flame Breathed there and then Arcane Stormed after. Because Arcane Storm will clear this in like one go. Oh, it should have. Oh no, because it's a split damage thing. Ah, whatever. Use this pet to get rid of them. Thanks, talk to y'all later. See you later, Uncle Vinny. Oh, F. That was a poor choice on my part. This is not a good matchup for this team. Like, I'm sure you could manage if you were better than me at this, but... I think there's a PTR update today. I'll check it out. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll have to, we'll just keep you. That'll be cool. I'll have to check it out after. Maybe they've fixed a couple things. Rude. I'm kidding, it's not rude. They're fine. So, triple mechanical dragonling. We're definitely going to pull out our leeching team for this if this is what they've got going on for me now. Maybe the trainers are up. I don't know, maybe. That'll be pretty cool. If nothing else, congratulations on your win. Your super easy win there. That was a bad matchup on that. I want to do leeching again. Yeah, why not? We'll try this one. Yeah, I didn't see anything that we were going to get any new ones, but maybe. Or maybe there are some. I haven't actually looked very much. I got up, I did the pet battle report, I worked out, and just chilled until the stream started. It was pretty sad too, seeing that huge Wowhead post we made for pet battles, and then all the comments were just saying how stupid pet battles were. Yeah, people are lame. Honestly, if they could just migrate it over into a like a phone game, like give me that, or just cut the strings, or I don't know. I'm just frustrated at this point. Like, frustrated to the point where I'm almost like, maybe Dragonflight's gonna be my last expansion, right? Because I don't really enjoy doing anything else in the game. So, if they're not going to do anything proactively toward making it better, they're just gonna keep pushing jank. I mean, I don't see the point in buying the next expansion if it's just going to be more of the same for what I enjoy. I'd prefer they just kill it. It's annoying having hope for new stuff every time. Yeah, so like, yeah, I agree. Just get rid of it. Make it all legacy stuff. Give people a year's notice to get their PvP stuff in. So that they can get the pets and the titles and what have you. And then, yeah. Make all the pets from that point onward non-combat, so you don't have to worry about ability things or anything like that. And just come up with cool ways to collect the pets. Just do that. That makes more sense. Like, how bad is it that the people who actively enjoy this are telling you, just kill it. Just put it out of its misery. Like, it's pretty bad. Most people are like, hey, fix it. And I've been saying, hey, fix it for years, and I'm just done. Yeah, I stopped after Mop, but I still watch people play. Yeah. Well, I'm not super good at the PvP stuff, but some of the PvE stuff I come up with a decent strat or two occasionally. Like I will admit sometimes I'll come up with something and I'll go, "Damn, I'm clever." Give myself a pat on the back. That doesn't happen too often, but sometimes it's just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I did pretty good with that one. Can't see where the herb is. Oh yeah, I'm not playing with you. You never see priest players say, just delete the class, lol. Yeah. I have seen players say that about classes they don't play. Like, I feel like some people were saying that about demon hunters. Maybe evokers. I don't know. But... well, that's gone. Whoever came up with that Amber Glow Stinger strat against the Sunlight Trainer in BRD is a genius. I don't know. Let's see. Now, Dungeons, Blackrock Depths. Isn't that Alrin Heartshade? Isn't... no, Theron Sky... no, Theron Sky Song had the... hi. Yeah. You saying hi? I can't see... your butt's in the way. I can't see chat. Yeah. She's like, I don't care. Oh, don't do that. Didn't you just get fed? Hmm?
She's a pest.
Let's see, Sunlight. Oh, no. Okay, so I think it's Alrin Heartshade. Maybe not. You know, I have no idea. Oh, okay. So it's Zuna, Skull Crush, and that was Mutanus. Mutanus comes up with some really good strategies. So 10 out of 10, not shocked that it's Mutanus. So yeah, that was him. Ma'am. Lady. Madam. No, she's fine. She's just walking back and forth. She wants attention. What was that? This is the cat that growls at, ma'am. You dunkus. Yeah. Zuna Skull Crusher. Mutanus' strategy. Sorry everyone, the pet battle stream was interrupted by a pet. Actually, I'm sitting in queue. Did I win my last one? It might be why I'm just sitting here. Need to go lose some and then I'll drop back down and... the queues are ridiculous. They've been pretty decent so far, but we might just be hitting that weird time period where people are getting off from work or they're getting ready to get off from work or... sorry. Or they're going out to eat. Getting ready to go out to eat, I don't know. Why is everything gotta be next to things? I don't remember how to play this class. Normally I just try to stick the buttons in order, but it's always like, if this is up, hit this. But if this is at 2 things, hit this. But 5 stacks, hit that. And like, I'm just like, just please give me 5 buttons to hit. That's all I want. Just give me 5 buttons. I don't even know what I just clicked on. Oh hey, Warcraft Twitter tweeted about the pet battle bonus week with a graphic. That's the most dev time we've gotten in years. Did they? Let's see. Oh, someone went into the model viewer and took a picture of probably a pet I've never seen in the queue. Eula. Hold on, let's see. Ooh. Who should we start with? Yeah, we'll start with you. We need someone who's faster than... Oh, yeah? Toxic fumes, huh? Okay, if they hit Call Darkness, I'm gonna go. We gotta pray. Because I'm definitely gonna... Okay, whew. Thank goodness. Alright, don't miss. 10 out of 10. Don't miss. Please don't miss. Don't miss. Ooh. So they just went with 3 different... Welp. Oh, sorry, I gotta tab back over to chat. Lol, they heard you talking about... Yeah, the guy's only using 1 anomalous casual, right? Oh my goodness. This might have worked out a little better if I'd swapped away. But what you gonna do? At least they got a win. This I'm gonna go get some food, but good luck with the rest of your stream. Thanks. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the good conversation. Sorry it wasn't more happy, uplifting, motivating. Anything besides what it was. Alright, we're gonna try this team again. my goodness. If I just... Is it not stunning me? Or am I lagging? Interesting. Does it not stun you if you don't move? Is it one of those, haha, you want to get on with your time and use it the way you want to use it? No. Stun you for trying to walk away. What should I retweet and say with the post? Alright, let's see who we got again. Maybe I'll... Oh. You know what? Let's start with this. Oh! Next baby. Hi. Hi. Yes. I know your butt's hitting the thing. Please don't do that. Are you cozy? Is that better? Oh yeah, but she's sitting down. She's not being like Bushka. I already hit pass. Hi. It's fine. Ma'am, not the microphone, please. Ah, that doesn't matter. Oh yeah, they're gonna use blind. Okay, fair enough. Fair deal. This one was pretty good. I wonder what, like... I wonder what they had the Berman for. Like, what that... Oh. What? freaked out about something. I have no idea what. I can't hear anything. Okay. Finally, that team got some love. I have no idea. Here, does this make you happy? There. Now you'll stop bugging me with pop-ups. Okay, yeah, why not? We'll try to do most of them at least once. That was quick. The Crimson Skipper. I'm not gonna have anything that's faster than them. Well, that's an odd choice. Yeah, figures. Alright, we need the Fell-Afflicted Skyfin to kill the Crimson Skipper. Which it's not gonna happen. But we needed that at least to happen. Rude. I like how the panda's like, oh, well, you know. It's not exactly close. They pretty well dominated me, but let's see. How fast? The Crimson Skipper's pretty fast. 317. I know I've got force swap stuff somewhere. It's tough versus Call Lightning. It's mechanical, so elemental. Where? Let's see if we can get a win with this one. Some of them need a little bit of an adjustment, but because I'm not good at PvP and knowing like, oh yeah, this will go great with that and that'll go great with that. It's kind of a trial and error. Plus, you never know who you're gonna come up against. That's fine. Oh, that's not fine. Oh, but I did change Crush. Go me. Really? Are you gonna give me the same consideration? Of course you're not. Really? You just had to crit me there? Ridiculous. I would have missed 50 times if I had done that team. Oh my god. Oh. Put that hair back a little bit. It's getting right in my face. Alright. We'll see. News. You know, I wonder if the 20th satchel is gonna be Blub. Oh yeah, it does look like it dropped like 10 minutes ago. Okay, well I don't want any of them doing anything. But can't really help that. That's fine. Okay, if they put up... Yeah, that's not very good against this type of thing. Yeah, I figured that's what they were gonna do. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna have to use Portal. And then we're just gonna hit burn and pray. That was a little weird. So basically, I just need to survive this. Huh, well, we won. Yay! Wow, double call darkness. This is really weird that they combined it like that. You know, it makes me wonder if they're running a script. Because some people do that for PvP. They'll run scripts. Alright. You know, we're just gonna go through the line. We're gonna see what we can do. Most of those are 0%. Because I am me. Man, everything's kind of laggy. Like my abilities aren't using when I want, and okay. There, fixed my hair back. I want nothing to do with your silly quest. Whew, okay, let's go. We can do it. We can do it. We can win. I figured that's what you were gonna do. Blah, blah, blah. Boring. Haha. Alright. Definitely would have saved that. Let's see. I don't have an undead. Oh crap, I was gonna do that first. My bad. Forgot about that part of my plan. Rip Aroni pizza. Where are my crits? Huh? He's still gonna win, but... Well, alright, we're just gonna keep going down the list. Yeah, why not? Great! Is there even any point to this? Like... Good, you deserved that miss. I wonder if they're fuming right now, because that's a lot of misses. Whatever. But this team is not going to do anything against a damage mitigation. Like, it's just not gonna happen. I definitely would not have wasted Sandstorm on that pet. We'll see if this does anything. It might kill off the living sandling. Ah. I couldn't have done anything else that round anyway, so... Well, let's see. I don't want to rake. Alright, sandstorm. We'll see. If I get against the sandstorm team again, it might not work. I'm hoping Toxie having something. Weather changing. That's fine. Oh yeah, I forgot it does that. That's another broken thing, by the way, in case you were wondering. Alright, you. Come on. I know, I'm like furiously clicking, trying to get some of this stuff done before they come in and wreck me. Probably a sandstorm. Ah. That's fine. You're gonna deflect. That's perfectly okay. Oh, you're not. Weird. 10 out of 10. Was expecting you. Well, he can't, like, if he tries to do, like, something in one hit, it's not gonna work. Problem is I don't think that this pet will have enough to stand up against him. Especially if he uses deflection. Thankfully, deflection won't block that. And Bob's your uncle. Okay. Wahahaha. Okay. Sorry, I've lost like 4 in a row, so that was kind of nice to actually win one. All right. That won't work if they're using sandstorm. That won't work if they're using sandstorm. Maybe? Why not? We'll see. I mean, if you're not running at least one weather ability on your team to try and change the other team's weather, I mean, you're just... I can get rid of all that. I am ready to eat. I don't want to begin the hunt. I thought it said walking duck, and I'm like, yeah, they do tend to walk. I might actually, I don't know that I'll get a level today, but I'll get a level out of doing all of this week, at least. I hate when there's not a path up and I have to like do a little hop on my mount to get up there. With the dragon riding mount, it's just kind of annoying. On a regular mount, you just kind of mount up and float up and you're good. And oh, is there a cave? There is a cave, and it's blocked by a rock wall, and I don't have mining on this character. Oh, sorry. My bad. But yeah, I'll have to check the PTR when I'm done, see what else is updated. I don't think they're going to be adding any new trainers. I don't think they're gonna add anything like that. But maybe. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Really? Just walk right off the edge. It's fine. Average wait time, 60 seconds. Time in queue, 3 minutes. I wonder if I jumped. That'd be weird if I got bumped up. I was like, it'd be weird if I got bumped up because I lost 4 times and then won and all of a sudden. But no. Waiting. I don't even remember. Okay. I was like, I don't even remember what team I queued with. It's fine. It's all fine. Every last one of it. Do. I'm just checking stuff while I'm oh, I'm back in queue. Rude. Otters. Pet battles. 3 mystery pets with Haha, I like how I didn't spell properly. Aw, the irony. Are we going in? Yeah, those darn fish. Like, at least once every couple weeks, someone's like, how do we get the fish? And we're like, we don't know. Your soul. Sorry. Forget that I'm on stream. No singing. No one needs to hear that. There we go. I'm super confused what's going on here. They must be distracted by something, because they're normally pretty prompt. I have no idea what pheromones would do. Oh, the dream surge is going on. I'm like, this is kind of weird. Come on. Come on, don't switch out on me. Let me kill your happy little friend here. I'm sorry, were they not poisoned? They were. Why didn't that get double damage? I'm really confused on that one. Oh. I don't know if Great Sting does the same thing as Poison Protocol. Let me go first. Yes. Sorry.
What'd you get?
Oh, I went first, which is helpful. Let me go first. Me. No, of course not. Oh, but I have Predatory Strike, and I'm faster. Yes. Oh no! I should have saw that one coming. Fair play. Fair play. I got too excited. I got too excited and I forgot about deflection. Okay. Damn. Sandstorm is really annoying. Maybe I'll run a Toxic Fumes team next. That'll be fun. Huh, I guess I should have used Toxic Smoke. Oh well. It's okay. Really? I never get crits. Never get crits in PvP. This person's been fighting me like... I never get crits. Like ever. But these people... crits left and right. No, that's not what I wanted. 3 in a row! Ah, or not in a row, but you know what I mean, like, how? It doesn't make any sense. And it's just rude. Kidding, it's fine. It's not rude. They're just playing. But still, like, come on. Man, this team just can't catch a break. Like, last time I did really well with the, like, last time I PvP'd, which, to be fair, was months ago. I did really well, and not this time. Alright. You know, I haven't really seen much in the way of... Hold on. LOL. Alright. Next. Ow. Caught my toenail on something. That didn't feel good. Well, at least I only had to play that one person once. That was nice. They're like, sorry, we don't have anyone who's doing badly enough to go against you. Well, at the end of the day, at least I'm helping someone on their way, probably to their 250 wins. Great. Oh man, it's almost like I knew they were going to do that. I don't have any critters. We'll go against you. Oh, dang. That's nice. Where are my crits? Like, seriously. This isn't gonna go well. They probably have Needle Claw because, of course. Oh, they actually had that, but it doesn't matter. Why? Just kill me and get it over with. Like, what was the point in that? You were gonna kill me. Why bother phase shifting there? Let me find someone with that. Hold on. Portal. Need one with a weather. I'd prefer to have one that's super speedy. Oh, well. Yeah, but they don't have a weather ability. How about Fade or Feign Death? Okay, Feign Death. Whoops. Feign Death and a weather. Hold on. Let me look something up real quick. Changing this up on the fly, because that's really the only problem with this team. Hold on. Let me look at Call Lightning. 305. Do. Oh, I don't have it sorted by speed. That would be why. Primal Stormling would have a force swap, which would arguably be more useful. And they have a little bit more health. Alright. Let's go for it. Oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry, I have the wrong thing slotted. My bad. Alright, let's try that again. So what, the force swap? Alright, let's see how spectacularly I'm going to lose this time. There's no weather pets here this time. That's fine. Okay. Oh, is this gonna kill him? Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really worried about that. Good. There's a crit. For once. Really? Another crit? I'm so shocked, I tell you. Shocked. Oh, what's she gonna do there, right? Now I just need to survive two 25% reduced damage hits. Well, now you definitely know that they're doing some kind of script a little bit, because there's no point in using Curse of Doom there. Oh my god, we got video? Where have you been hiding? Behind the camera. No, I've just been chilling, hanging around. Not doing much of anything except losing today. I've been losing pretty bad because, you know, Sandstorm and Call Darkness got me a couple times. Because I haven't put any weather pets on some of my teams, and, well, You know how that goes. Sorry, that was just funny to watch. Let's see. Molten Corgi. Should I do the force swap or should I do the puppies of the flame? Well, that can be gotten rid of. Yeah, I think I looked at that and he's still the fastest build turret pet. Let's go. Whew. Oh. Can probably get like 2 more in. What's this one? Like, I just kind of threw a bunch of these together yesterday. So some of them are probably pretty messed up, but maybe I'll only be able to get one, and then I have to go make dinner. But yeah, I haven't been hiding, I've just not been streaming. Because it's just a lot of work making this look decent for a camera. I must have jumped up into the next little bracket. Has it said up the entire? I guess it did. Shows how much I'm paying attention. You know, I forgot. No, Dream Surge event can't be in the Waking Shores right now, because it was in the Waking Shores. Maybe that's why I was lagging in the Oniran Plains. Oniran? Anduin? No, I don't know. But maybe that's why I was lagging there. Because the Dream Surge event was going on. Oh, after this, gotta make dinner. Gotta check the PTR for anything new. Copy another character over. In case they fixed anything. Oh no! Just gotta wait. Oh my gosh, I need this to pop. I need to go to the bathroom, but I don't like... I've got like less than 10 minutes left. I can do it. Oh no, it's an angry frog. Oh, fine. Don't walk into the bad. Please. That was my fault. I don't know what buttons I'm supposed to be pressing, so. I just did this because I know it's the tank spec, which is so funny to me because when they first came out, Frost was the tank spec, so. I like how they're just like, you know, we're gonna change it. It kind of, I guess it's not a 1-for-1, but it'd be like if they said, okay guys, Bear is not your tank anymore. Farrell's your tank. Like, okay, I guess. Oh yeah, that's right. I went down in there earlier and there's something in there that wants to kill me, so. Oops. No vigor. Yay. Geez, you might only get one more in. Hold on. Let me leave and queue back in, because that's almost 5 minutes and it shouldn't be at that. Not at this point in the week. Things down there. Yeah. Maybe I can manage. Well, hey, we got to level 67 today. Somewhat through pet battles, somewhat through herbalism. So, we may not have won very much today, but we leveled to 67. So, something got accomplished today. Oh my gosh, why do you guys do that to me? What was I doing? This. Yeah. There we go. Oh no. Angry giant people don't like the dragons. Yay, good job. Thanks. What is, I think, would you pronounce that Ezekiel? Is that how you would pronounce that? Thank you. Much appreciated. Like I said, at least I got one thing done today. Yes, okay. Got it. Okay, I really need them to update all the old mouse models with like the cute little Zerlet cavern mice because they're adorable. And they don't have to have like the rune ears and tail and stuff, just, you know, like the same model. It's very cute. Uh-oh. Someone at Blizzard saw my tweet about my retweet of their pet battle bonus event post, and it's like, yeah. Like, I don't understand why getting information out of them is like pulling teeth. Like, tell us what the pet battle groups are. Like, you let regular players know what their pet battle groups are. And so because, like, 5 people who are trying to get the PvP stuff will find out if they can win trade with their friend or something, so the rest of us have to suffer. not knowing the pet battle group we're in, how they work, how many of them there are. Should just get rid of it. That's the other thing. Get rid of the PvP pet battle group. Add that to the list of things I put on my tweet that probably they would rather not hear from me. Like, what do you mean getting your face stomped in by sandstorm teams is... Like, that's a good example. It's so bad that no one's running sunlight teams in the queue. Like, you know it's bad when people aren't running sunlight teams. Because sunlight teams are the uber cheese, right? Must be one of those bugged packs. So yeah, that should be the indicator of health. If no one's running the cheesy sunlight team. Because Sandstorm's more powerful. Maybe we need to go back to the drawing board and see what else is going on, but oh, hi, buddy. Oh, I don't want to check the auction house. I just that one. Get rid of some of this random stuff. Sorry, I keep yawning. Not meaning to. I need to grab some coffee before I make dinner. I also need my Q to pop. Pretty please. I need elementals to stop trying to eat me. That's the one that's bugged. I think. Probably. I haven't done PvP pet battles in like 2 years. I only have half of the achievements done. Yeah, they're nothing that's side content like pet battles should be as painful as some of the pet battle achievements are. Especially the PvP. Like, this is supposed to be a fun, maybe normal to heroic level of difficulty depending on what we're talking about. But they could expand on it. They could, but I pointed it out earlier. We don't have a dedicated dev. Like, as much as people think they're wasting dev time on pet battles, the devs, from their own comments on things, they do pet battle stuff at home when they're off the clock. Or when they have the time, which is never, because there's always something, right? There's always something to fix. So they never reach the bottom of the barrel to get to pet battles to ever fix anything. Or if they do, it's 7 years later and everyone gets irritated with the change. Because if it was a problem, it should have been fixed within a month or two of release. Like Black Claw and Flock, or Black Claw and Shattered Defenses, and how they multiply together. Like, that's the best example. 7 or 8 years before they were like, oh, you know, maybe this is a little OP. Can't understand the desire for a pet battle PvP. It's supposed to be relaxing, not alternating between boredom and pulling your hair out. Yeah, I don't like PvP anyway, right? Adding pet battles didn't change my sentiment toward PvP in general. But they need to, like, I put out some examples of some things that they could do to expand on PvP, but of course, I know from experience for a fact that no one's listening about pet battle stuff. No one, I hesitate to say no one cares, because some people might feel attacked by that, saying that they don't care, but like, the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. The proof is in the pet battle PvP pudding, that, you know, it just doesn't seem like anyone cares about it, and they just need a better response to fixing stuff if they want to keep it around. If no one wants to work on this, if this is just a chore, right? If this is something no one wants to do, that and they're having to assign stuff to people in their off time, just get rid of it. Like, not completely, just turn it into legacy content, like with archaeology, right? So no more new PvE stuff, and give people a year warning on the PvP stuff to try and get their achievements in before you can't do them anymore. Like, if it's really this excruciating for you to fix a part of your game, just cut it out. Just cut it out. And it sucks, because I love pet battles. It's my favorite part. Collecting's fun, don't get me wrong, but coming up with battle strategies is my favorite way to spend my time in the game. And it's just whatever. Just pull the cord, cut the string, whatever you want to say. Just get rid of it. Ah, there we go. Okay, this will be the last one, because that took forever. And I'm like, what team do I even have? Who knows? Yeah, we'll start with you. They probably have all, like... There we go. At least they don't have rude names. I can appreciate that. Let's see. They do have a sunlight team. Oh, that's amusing. Yeah, I figured that was coming. Yeah, why not? You gonna put down magma trap? Or are you gonna flamethrower? Oh, that's fine. That's better than magma trap. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really worried about it, because this doesn't hurt very much. I'm gonna lose my last match, but that's fine. At least it finally popped. Oh, come on. Please let my dots tick before... Ugh, of course not. Nice try, though. Wow. course they had to have one, and I didn't pick anything with a weather ability. That was my fault. I really hate ending a stream on a loss, but what are you gonna do? I don't care at this point. Now I'm just messing around. Oh, we still love you. Thanks. I'm still a loser now. It's fine. I haven't won very many today, honestly. I've probably... First of all, I have gotten so many crits today. So many stinking crits. It's unbelievable. I should have brought in the other guy. I've been away too long. I'm not making the right decisions. Whatever. Just put me out of my misery, Captain. Thank you. Oh my gosh, why? Frickin'... Okay. Clearly I've been gone from PvP too long. I need to work on some of these teams. I did get 5 wins on that one, so let's see. Well, let's tally it up, shall we? Calculator. Don't look at some of these, they're really bad. 1 plus... 1 plus... 1 plus... 1 plus... 1 plus... 2 plus... Hot diggity dog. 5 plus... 1 plus... Alright, so... we got 13 wins. I don't know why I'm writing it down, it doesn't matter, but... Alright. Open. 13 wins. Now let's tally up the losses. 1, 2, sorry, 3. Really? There's nowhere safe right now. Can I sit here? Will this be okay? Cheese and crackers. Alright, let me make sure. 1, 2, 1. Alright. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So 2. Whoa. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So 13 wins, 16 losses. That's not as big of a disparity as I thought it was, but I knew. You can just feel it. You're like, it definitely lost more than I've won today. Welp, what you gonna do? All right, y'all. Well, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me and making this a little less pet battle PvP-ish, I guess is the best way to put it. But I will be back tomorrow. I'm gonna do this basically Monday through Friday. So today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So don't forget about that. And don't forget to save up your channel points to pick the teams. I'm going to do some shuffling on some of these, fix them around. Obviously, I just can't run a team without having at least one weather ability. So even though some of these would be pretty cool to run, just not feasible with the weather meta right now. And so I'm gonna need some adjustment. But until tomorrow, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night. I wish you all the best of luck and happy battling.